On the news, Sokoto police confirm abduction of Muslim cleric and 10 other worshippers in mosque attack. NCAA to sanction Kenya Airways over passenger maltreatment rule violations. And Lagos State government unveils 3.37 trillion naira 2025 budget, prioritizes infrastructure and environment. Hello and welcome to News Now on TV360 Nigeria. I'm Simisola Adikun. The Nigeria Police Sokoto State Command has confirmed the abduction of no fewer than 10 persons by suspected gunmen in the early hours of Thursday in Bushe Community, Sabon Birni local government area of the state. The spokesman of the State Police Command, DSP Ahmed Rufai, who confirmed the incident on Friday, said the attack happened during early morning prayers. He, however, assured that the command is working in synergy with other security agencies to ensure that those abducted are rescued from their abductors. The fierce contest between Sunday Ude-Okoye and Samuel Anyanwu for the position of national chairman of the opposition People's Democratic Party (PDP) has been attributed to personal ambitions aimed at destroying the party. Weighing in on the PDP's internal crisis on the station's flagship program Digi 360, chieftains of the PDP say major decisions aimed at reviving the party are critical.
The first problem you talk about, the crisis, what you call the crisis is what is happening with the National Secretary. Let me give you a clear perspective of what is happening with the National Secretary of a party. Whenever a member, an officer of the party, goes away from his responsibility, leaves his office, as Anyanwu did in 2023 to go and contest for governor in Imo State. By the constitution of the party, you resign your position if you are going to go and apply for another position. Anyanwu resigned his position accordingly. He went to Imo State and he failed in his bid. He came back. He wanted his job back. The zone where he comes from, the southeastern zone, the members and the leadership met and said, we have replaced you with Chief Sunday Ude-Okoye. Why? Because there cannot be a vacancy for the position of National Secretary that has been zoned to our southeast zone.
Let me correct impression that Anyanwu is the former secretary of our great party. That is very wrong, and I'll state why. Looking at section 47(5), it stated clearly, the first paragraph or the first distinct sentence there, it stated it said may, that was the first word used, may resign. And we've had situation whereby the present Deputy National Publicity Secretary went to contest as, Governor of Kebbi State, lost the primaries, came back. The former National Treasurer in Ekiti State did same. So that section said may is at the discretion of the person. It is not shall. Let me correct that. The second part that said shall is talking about the duration. If you are willing to resign, then you can resign based on the guideline that is given to you relating to regarding the particular election you're contesting. That is what that section is talking about.
The Lagos State government has unveiled a 3.37 trillion naira budget for 2025, tagged Budget of Sustainability, with a strong focus on infrastructure development and environmental protection. The announcement was made by commissioners for the state during a budget analysis press conference on Friday. They emphasized that 80% of the budget will be financed internally, highlighting the state's commitment to self-sustainability. TV360's Joy Uchejim reports.
The unveiling of Lagos State's 2025 budget of sustainability comes 4 weeks after Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu signed it into law on January 9, 2025. Providing a breakdown of the budget on Friday, February 7th, the Commissioner for Economic Planning and Budget says a significant portion of the budget has been allocated to infrastructure sustainability. Several projects slated for completion or commencement in 2025, the state's 5 divisions were listed. Speaking further, the Commissioner for Finance assures the state is exploring creative financing options and focusing on improving the business environment.
Budget was put into infrastructure, so these are all put to trying to ensure that we can complete a lot of these projects by the end of this year, or push as much as we can. So that's why you find that infrastructure is a key component of what the budget of sustainability contains in 2025. We spoke about the fact that we had a new minimum wage which we had to implement, so that also played a key role in the budget size. We also looked at factoring the effects of inflation and crude oil prices also in our budget planning. We just talked about the implementation of the electricity bill to ensure that we catered adequately for that. So that was a factor as well that was highlighted in the increase of the budget size.
It's important to mention to you, just as it has been said earlier on, we would emphasize on completing ongoing projects. You may recall from the last quarter of last year, we've been commissioning projects. We've commissioned projects in Koshofe, Ifako, Etiosa, Alimosho, Ikeja, Amuwo, Tofun. The completion of projects is on the top burner, and you'll see us more and more.
This year, in line with what we did last year, we have several strategic initiatives to make sure that we generate much more revenue. We catalyze the business environment. We take the opportunities that in the environment in different areas that you mentioned to be able to generate much more revenue. And the more revenue we generate, the better our debt sustainability ratio.
The Lagos State government is also prioritizing environmental protection and sustainability, as well as boosting the health sector.
Also captured here and is not mentioned is the Lagos Water Project, which is a major heavy lifting by this government. And 2 days ago, Mr. Governor was at RDM to see for himself the level of work that is ongoing here. And we've been assured that with the way we are putting our skin in the game, we should be able to complete RDM 2 by February 2027.
We've been focusing on infrastructure upgrade, upgrading and refurbishing our primary healthcare facilities and general hospitals. We're currently refurbishing 47 primary healthcare hospitals to bring them up to a very advanced stage of modernization, including the addition of solar panels to be in concert with the new policy of the state in terms of climate-friendly infrastructure. We're placing emphasis on health insurance. We're domesticating the National Health Insurance Act Authority, which indicates that all Lagosians need to be in possession of social health insurance.
The commissioners reiterated the Lagos State government's commitment to completing ongoing projects and ensuring the durability and adaptability of physical assets to meet the growing demands of the population. Joy Ucheju, TV360, Lagos.
The Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority has vowed to impose stiff sanctions against Kenya Airways for serially violating aviation rules in Nigeria. Topping the accusation against the airline was its management's refusal to apologize to a Nigerian passenger, Gloria Omishore, who was reportedly maltreated by the airline staff in Nairobi, the nation's capital. The NCAA publicist Michael Achimugu, through his statement posted on his X handle on Saturday, disclosed that a recent sit-in also faulted a statement issued by the airline to address the matter, describing the contents as false as against the true account of the matter. In educational matters, the Nigerian government has debunked the scrapping of the junior secondary school and senior secondary school education models in the country, saying the proposal on the 12-year education model has been misconstrued by some stakeholders. Minister of Education Tunji Alausa, while clarifying the position of the government on the matter at a news conference, says a key aspect of the proposal is to eliminate the examination barrier between JSS and SS levels, allowing for a seamless transition of students without the hurdles of an external assessment at that stage. The minister declared that the ministry will ensure a well-informed decision and undertake extensive stakeholder engagement over the next 8 months.
Really clear the sensationalization that has gone out since yesterday, that the Federal Ministry of Education, the federal government, has scrapped a GSS and SS, a primary school GSS and SS education. We have not. That still stays. What we're saying is that we need to move from what we have now as 9 years compulsory education to 12 years of compulsory education as it's obtained in other parts of the world. If you look back into the history of Nigeria, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, people that that went through the primary education then and got up to standard 6, if you compare the level of education, the level of instruction, even as standard 3 then, it's much better than what we get in GSS 3 now. And today, our quality of instruction and education is falling, and if we let these kids to continue to graduate, I assure you, this will still stay within the ambit of our primary school, GSS and SSS. What we're saying is that we should think about moving to 12 years of compulsory education. That would also be mandatory. That will be mandatory and free. So 12 years of compulsory education within the main context of 6 years of primary school, 3 years of junior secondary school, and 3 years of senior secondary school. So we have not scrapped primary school, junior secondary school, or senior secondary school, and we do not intend to scrap this.
Security experts in the country have commended President Bola Tinubu's led administration for its recent feat in prosecuting and convicting more than 100 terrorist financiers in the last 2 years. They, however, urged the government to reveal the identities of the financiers to serve as a deterrent to others perpetrating various degrees of terror across the country. TV360's correspondent Sydney Okafor completes this next report.
The emergency of terrorist organizations in Nigeria, especially in the northern region, have exacerbated the country's security issues because of their financial strength, which have led to fatalities, displacement of people, as well as destruction of properties in that region. But the prosecution and the convictions of over 100 terrorist financiers in the last 2 years by the current administration sounds like a relief for the nation. While commending the government, security experts expect the convictions to have a huge impact on the country's security status.
100 have been prosecuted and convicted. So why is it that we don't have any details about the names of these persons, the entities they are linked with, the amount of money involved? Because I mean, when you prosecute and you convict, assets and properties are also seized. And these are also matters of financial accountability in terms of it. So it's not just about the terrorism financing; it's also about financial accountability. So what assets have been seized, and what use are they being put to, and these assets have reverted to the ownership of who? The state, okay, but which state institution is holding this in recompense for the people? So these are questions that actually need to be answered.
If it were true, I think it would have shown an increase or decrease in the level of insecurity that we have. Why I say this is that insecurity and terrorism has not decreased, even though you said you are prosecuting people to this regard. Of what impact is this prosecution on this terrorism and on insecurity in Nigeria?
In 2023, Nigeria was placed on the Financial Action Task Force grey list due to the deficiencies in its anti-money laundering and counter-terrorism financing and counter-proliferation financing regime. With this achievement made by the Tinubu-led administration, these experts say it could help delist Nigeria from the grey list. They urge the government to also audit security agencies nationwide to tackle these terror groups head-on.
Prior to this, probably we had 1, 2, 3, 4 cases, in the past, and now we've had 100 in terms of delisting. But what the global body would also be interested in whether this has been achieved as a result of putting an actual mechanism and sustainable mechanism in place, or whether it has been achieved as a result of some ad hoc response. Because the measures and the mechanisms that you put in place matter a lot.
You see, when you look at the grey list that the international community has put Nigeria, they see, they hear, and they take some actions too. The day Nigeria decides to have that resolve, I'm sure we will be removed from that list. It's not to come here and talk to Nigerians for what is not happening, whereas the international community is seeing us in different light.
Citizens say Tinubu's unwillingness to name the terrorist financiers calls for concern on the government's seriousness in wiping out terrorism in the country. They urge the president to take a decisive step to name these individuals, no matter how powerful or connected they are in the society. Sydney Okafor, TV 360, Lagos.
We'll take a short break here. Still to come on News Now, Rwandan and Congolese leaders to meet over Eastern DRC conflict. Stay with us for details. Welcome back. Here's a recap of our top stories. The Nigeria Police Sokoto State Command has confirmed the abduction of no fewer than 10 persons by suspected gunmen during early morning prayers on Thursday in Bushe Community, Sabon local government area of the state. The spokesperson of the Sokoto State Police Command, DSP Ahmed Rufai, assured that the command is working in synergy with other security agencies to ensure that those abducted are rescued. We also told you that the Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority has vowed to impose stiff sanctions against Kenya Airways for serially violating aviation rules in Nigeria. Topping the accusation against the airline was its management refusal to apologize to a Nigeria passenger, Gloria Omishore, who was reportedly maltreated by the airline staff in Nairobi, the nation's capital. In case you missed any of our news bulletins, or for more updates, you can catch us on Limex World TV and EVO TV, or log on to our website on www.tv360nigeria.com. You can also follow us on our social media platforms on Twitter, Instagram and YouTube at TV360 Nigeria, or download our mobile app on Google Play Store, Huawei App Gallery and Apple Store. On Facebook, we're at TV360 Online. On business, the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria has said that the incessant increase in electricity tariffs in Nigeria is weakening the performance of the manufacturing sector and growth of the Nigerian economy. In a statement signed by the Director General of MAN, Segun Ajayi Kadir, the increases will aggravate the pressure on the disposable income of the average Nigerian, increase the unsold inventory of manufacturers, erode their profit margin, increase unemployment rate, and lead to closure of more private businesses. Kadir noted that no nation can attain significant industrial development without energy security, which is timely access to sustainable and cost-effective energy. The Lagos State government has reiterated its strategic campaigns to attract more young individuals into agriculture for food security and sustainability. The Commissioner for Agriculture and Food Systems for Lagos State, Abisola Olusonya, disclosed this at the Agri-Novation Hangout in Lagos. Olusonya said the Agri-Novation Club is designed for an ecosystem where young agric entrepreneurs can strive, collaborate, and network for collective growth. Other dignitaries at the event urged members of the Lagos Agri-Novation Club to take advantage of technology and social media in projecting their products and services to the international community in order to manage foreign investors in their agric businesses.
Dialogue is so important. Cooperation between the business sector, between the farmers and the government. Then in closing, rest assured, you asked, you said, Commissioner, that you are looking forward to more of these kind of partnerships. Rest assured that we are fully committed to deepening the collaboration, fostering investment and driving innovation to strengthen Nigeria's agriculture sector. I think by working together, we can scale solutions, enhance food security, and create sustainable agribusiness opportunities that benefit both our countries.
To focus necessarily just on what you can export, but also what you might be able to import to create value. You can lower manufacturing costs. You can raise your profit. This is about this mutually beneficial relationship back and forth. We're open for business. And we warmly welcome Nigeria to work with the United States. For you agripreneurs, if you want to build impactful partnerships with U.S. ag companies, exporters, these trade associations, you really have to get that value proposition.
And on the foreign scene, Rwandan President Paul Kagame and his Congolese counterpart Felix Tshisekedi have joined a summit in Tanzania on Saturday where regional leaders have called for an immediate ceasefire in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Kagame took part in person at the summit in the Tanzania city of Dar es Salaam that brought together the 8 countries of the East African Community and 16-member South African Development Community. So far, the Rwandan-backed M23 armed group has rapidly seized swaths of territory in the mineral-rich eastern DRC in an offensive that has left thousands dead and displaced vast numbers. And then in the United States, a federal judge has issued Elon Musk's government reform team from accessing personal and financial data stored at the Treasury Department. U.S. District Judge Paul Engelmeyer's orders restricts giving access to Treasury Department payment systems and other data to all political appointees, special government employees, and government employees detailed from an agency outside the Treasury Department. The temporary restrictive order will remain in effect until February 14 hearing. And sports officials of the Premier League are reportedly considering adjustments to the dates for both the winter and summer transfer windows, just days after the latest transfer window closed. A key suggestion is to shorten the winter transfer window to just 2 weeks in order to reduce disruption for managers and their teams once the season is underway. Additionally, officials are exploring the possibility of closing the summer transfer window before the start of the league season. And Cyril Dessers has been named Rangers Men's Goal of the Month for January 2025. The award comes in recognition of his stunning goal during Rangers' 2-1 UEFA Europa League loss to Manchester United at Old Trafford. Dessers has registered 5 goals and 2 assists in his last 5 matches. Rangers will now face Queen's Park in the Scottish Cup 5th round on Sunday. And that's it on News Now. Many thanks for watching. We'll see you again next time. Bye for now.